Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of County Line. Alright, so last episode I talked about doing a couple things. As you can probably see, these things are still working away. So we got the soybean harvest going along down here on field number 8. I got the drivers currently, or workers currently working on that. This is what I was talking about before. It goes back and forth like this as opposed to up and down the field, but hey, whatever, it's working. And also got, what's the other thing we have going on? Oh yeah, this is still happening. How much do we actually have in here now? 500,000 liters of silage in there. Still looking good. Alright, and I believe this guy is still working away as well, so perfect. Anyways, what we're going to do today is we're going to pick up a new mower. So in a poll a while back, I asked people whether or not we should get the Big M, and a lot of people said yes, get the Big M. So we're going to go ahead and get the, how much is it for the extra engine? We don't really need the extra engine wheel setup. Doesn't make a difference. Main color, there is actually a Fendt color. I think it's this one right here. Rim color, we'll leave the rims as they are. Design, beacon light bar, yes please. So this is going to be our new mower. We didn't do very much mowing with the other ones, to be honest with you, but I didn't realize how many people wanted me to use the. I checked the poll a while back, and I was like, looking at the numbers of it, I'm like, holy smokes, a lot of people wanted me to use those mowers, so that's the reason why we're using it today. All right, so let's go ahead and put this in. Let's see, group 6. Sure, that works for me. This is the Big M. I'm sure you've seen this before. It does a fantastic job mowing grass, and as you can see, I don't have my steering wheel hooked up today. I was playing a game the other day that didn't need a steering wheel, and I just didn't hook it up this morning, so I had to do a couple things before I started recording. So I just thought I'd record without the steering wheel. I always find it interesting how strange it is to play without the steering wheel when you get used to playing it with such a long time. Because like what I do basically is I just leave my steering wheel hooked up like 24/7. The only time I unhook it is when I'm gonna play, like, you know, the Hunter, Minecraft, you know, Car Mechanic, those types of things. So that's the only situation in which I actually take the steering wheel off my desk. But depending on the game, like some games I'll just leave the steering wheel attached and then play the game on my other computer, my old computer, basically, just depending on how demanding the game is. Like let's say if it's I don't know, Factorio I could play on my old computer no problem. Do a little bit of rolling stop here. I can play on my old computer no problem, so it doesn't make a difference. But if I want to play like the Hunter, the old computer, actually I've never tried that one. It might be alright for that one. I'll have to double check that actually. Be interesting to see if it actually was able to handle that game or not. I don't see why it wouldn't be able to. No, I'll have to check that. That would be curious. I don't know, I have like Fishing Planet on there and stuff like that on the other computer, so like games that aren't super demanding. So anyways, obviously today we're going to do a little bit of mowing because I have the mower now. I don't know if what I could check out is, let's take a quick little peek at this. Does it show me how much it's grown? I'm talking about field 7 here. I don't think so. Not without going there. Anyways, let's see what the situation is like here. Because we have two options basically. We can either go back to the main farm and mow, or we can go back to field number 7 and mow. Either one works basically. So anyways, let's see what's going down. Alright, here we are back at the main farm here, and it looks like we have this field that we can mow. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Now the funny thing is, I don't know how long ago, but I bought this guy right here. This is 14 meters. This is actually a bit wider than our mower by like a meter maybe. There's one other one you can get which is bigger, which is 19 meters, but outside that. So picked up that not too long ago. I don't know when at the starting of this season I want to say it was. But I don't know. I didn't check the poll before, and after I checked the poll I was like, I don't know what the numbers were. I think it was like 80 or 90% was all for the Big M, and I just like, oh okay, well let's get the Big M then, sort of thing. So that's what I realized. I was like, after the fact I was like, maybe we should oblige the people, I suppose. There we go. And that was in 6. Let's turn this guy on, and Let's do this. Let's get the GPS rolling here. The hard part's going to be making smooth turns when I don't have my steering wheel hooked up. That's going to be the interesting thing. But I'll always this thing, like, I think Spud and me are like on the same boat, or on the same page in this one, because we both love this thing. Like, it's like, for us it's the cat's pajamas basically, so you couldn't ask for a better mower. I'm still confused as to why they got rid of it, but whatever. There we go. And I don't think, not in this version, but I don't think you can enable wide swath, no. In the older version, you could either have it set up like this, so it drops it into a windrow, or you could have it so it drops it like in a big swath, or a big, just drops it where it mows, so like it wouldn't have like a windrow like this. So, unfortunately, that was changed in this version. Maybe it just wasn't possible due to like some mechanics of the game or something like that. I don't know, but anything's possible, really, I suppose. Or it could be any reason, I should say. Alright. Let's do a quick little turn at the end here. I don't know what that guy's doing over there, but he's not doing what I want him to do. Oh, I see what happened. It's because of the way it, let's see if I can get a turn here. I just made a new course, and then when I made the new course, for whatever reason, it decided it wanted to go in the opposite direction. That's why it's all over here, not down there. That's okay, we'll just hire a worker. Hopefully the worker will be able to understand what's going on here a little bit. Doesn't always work that way, though. Sometimes workers are, like, not the sharpest. Now there is courseplay sometimes, so this doesn't make a difference. Which way you choose, but you can run into problems in either situation. So, all right, let's just do this here real quick. Then we'll turn around and let the worker. So the difference here is, like, when you work the forage harvester, you can kind of just keep going, and then the driver will catch up to you. Whereas it doesn't quite work that way when you hire a worker or use courseplay. Let's see how that works. This will be curious to see how well that works together. So there we go. I love how fast this thing mows. With the engine upgrade, actually, this thing you can do, like, I think 80 kilometers an hour. It's crazy. Not mowing, but just driving around. So it makes it really fun to kind of, like, you know, zip around the map and kind of mow all the different various fields. I'm not sure how it goes in how fast it goes in real life, but I can imagine it's pretty quick, if needs be. I've actually seen an old Big M in real life. That was pretty neat to see, actually. It was pretty dated, but it was still pretty cool to see because of something I'd never seen in real life before. I saw it at a John Deere dealership, strangely enough. I don't know why they had a Big M there, but they did. But it was a bit beat up, but it was kind of really neat to see one in real life. I think it's on my Instagram, IPJ Robson, if you want to see it. It was pretty funny to see. I'm like, oh, look, there's a Big M. Like, I use that in Farm Sim. Like, there it is in real life. I'm like, how cool is that? So it's always cool when you can make those kind of comparisons between, like, you know, real life and the game sort of thing. So, all right, there's our headland done. I don't know if we need to do another headland or not. I don't know. Let's go with just one, I think. Let's see if we can get this GPS figured out here. Let's go like this, I think. And then like that. That's 14, so actually we need to adjust that. Which is, I think it's only 13.5 or something like that, if I had to guess. Let's double check. 13.5, yeah. Alright. There we go. It's funny, like, I find, like, playing with the keyboard and mouse, like I feel like it's freer, just kind of like, you know, move around quick and kind of things, and not in. I don't do as much driving. I find, like, I don't mind the driving, but it's not as like pleasurable when you're actually driving vehicles. But when you have the steering wheel, you're like, oh, this is like, you know, you feel immersed is the word that you might use in this context. You feel like you're really in the game, sort of idea. But with the keyboard and mouse, I feel like I'm just kind of an observer almost, which is kind of bizarre, but that's the way it feels sometimes. So definitely with this Big M, we're making short work of this field because we're doing, like, you know, 2 things at once basically. So, and I think this actually mows faster than the I think it moves faster than the other mower I was using, I think. Now I'll probably keep the other mower around, so like if this one's like on the other side of the map and I have a field close to me that I want to mow, I'll probably just do that. But in this context, if I just want to make silage bales and make some money, like I have, like, you know, 3 stacks of silage bales over there I haven't sold yet, and then I don't know which one, I think it's 7. If we come over here, you can see that we have just a few fire starters and charcoals ready to go as well. I don't know how much money this is sitting here, but it's just like the what I'm trying to say here. It's just like, that's weird. Why does it keep doing that? It's just like the silage bales basically. So I think it's just because, like, it's such a short little back and forth that he wants to, like, turn and kind of adjust, but doesn't need to. Anyways, yeah. So it's because we have like quite a bit of money just sitting around there, and we have a lot of money sitting on the other side too. So we'll see. So what I'm probably gonna do is, after I finish harvesting all these fields, so like we still need to mow. We still need to harvest the corn, which will probably be next episode there. And we still need to get the oats out as well. And then we'll need to do a little bit of baling of some straw, because we're running low on straw, as I mentioned last episode. And then after that, I think what we'll do is, once all the crops are harvested, I'll probably plant, I'm going to plant, I should say, tillage radish everywhere, just so it increases the stages of fertilization right off the bat there. And then bust out the cultivator and just cultivate it in. So I don't think you can just plant over the tillage radish. Like, in real, it makes no sense in reality either. Like, planting over tillage radish with no till wouldn't work. Well, maybe it would. Let me know if you do, if you know the answer to that question. I'm fairly certain that wouldn't work, just due to, like, what would be in the ground still, but maybe it would. Who knows? All right. Looks like the. Oh, it's blocked because it can't move anywhere. Okay. This is the cool thing about courseplay. See how it's going on around the edge of the field here? I love how they managed to do that. I don't know how they managed to do that, but that is, like, fantastic. Like, the fact that the courseplay driver can detect where the crop is. I guess it's no different than what you do with Auto Tractor does, right? So it can detect where things are and move in accordingly. So I was trying to figure out why that that FR80 was blocked. It was because it is trying to go without anything else to unload into. So anyways, alright, just finishing up this side of the field. I think we have like 1 or 2 passes left and they'll be done basically. Well, it looks pretty good. I do love how fast this thing works. Like, I don't feel like I'm rushing or anything with this guy, but it just seems like the work gets done so quickly, even on big fields too. Like on Naxi Valley, for example, we have a couple bigger fields, and even with this thing, with the big fields, you don't notice how big the field is, because we're like, oh, it's done, okay, perfect. And then, you know, Bob's your uncle sort of thing. Strange enough, Bob made the map, so it's just kind of a coincidence. Alright, coming up to the last pass on this side then, and then we'll have to switch out to the other side there. I think we still have a few passes left here. There we go. I don't know, we have lots of money laying on the ground. It's a question of what to do with it at this point. We could upgrade our seeder, potentially, go to the Seed Hawk, which is always a good bet. Or we could buy another field for the winter. I'm just going to leave that little tiny bit there because it's gonna make my field look really bizarre if I cut that little tiny bit. I don't know, we could, yeah, there's a couple things we could do, yeah. I suppose we could get another field. We do need to start the BGA still, so after we start fermenting this, we'll be able to have the BGA running. Should be good, so. Now let's just check on the... I don't know what, it's so bizarre. I don't know if it's in the way or what's going on here, but... Oh, I see, I see. Just didn't line up very nicely. That makes sense. This field has been like a interesting... it's been a lot of problems basically just because the way it's designed. I could do it all manually, but I just don't have that much time to do that and other things as well, so there we go. Get that out of the way there. There we go. Oh, no, just stop the driver. And then send the driver home. Because we don't need him here. And then hopefully that stagger will figure itself out and this guy will start working again. So anyways, I wanted to go over to here. So we have 500,000 liters in here, and this will give it a chance to check out the field number 7, which is right over here as well. We still need to purchase this, which is $240,000 for the startup cost. And you can put things like potatoes and sugar beets in there too, so that is an option as well. Let's see here. Field 7, are you ready to go? Not quite still, eh? Parts of it are, not all of it. Wasn't sure how long this was going to take to actually become fully mature, so okay, good to know. Looks like we only got a couple more passes left. We got this pass right here, maybe, definitely one other one, but there may be another extra one that has like just little bits and pieces on the end there, and then we'll be done this field. Like I said, it doesn't take very long to do these fields when you have it set up properly, and it's just a nicely organized field. It makes your life so much easier because you're just like, okay, boom, done. Strangely enough, what's happening with the hard worker there, that seems to be working more efficiently than it did with Courseplay. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because the communication between the hired worker and the Courseplay driver seems to be better. I don't know what it is, but it seems that driver's not making as many mistakes. But so far, we have like what did I say? 500,000 liters of 500,000 liters of chaff in there so far. That's pretty good. By the time it's done, maybe we'll have about 700,000, maybe a bit more. Who knows? So that's a good chunk of silage right there. That'll keep our BGA running for quite some time, which is excellent. Just as I suspected, it looks like we're going to have one little tiny little bit at the end here, so we'll have to do that. I thought we were going to get it all of it, but apparently not. There's going to be little tiny bits left there, so unfortunately we'll have to deal with that in a second here. But that'll be this field done relatively quickly, which is excellent. There we go. Nice. So we'll probably make these into silage bales. We don't need to fill up the BGA with this. I want to keep a little bit of silage bales on the side just for a little bit of extra cash. And we'll use, once field 7 is ready to go, we'll use field 7 for chaff and the BGA. There we go. Excellent. Probably take this down to the dairy farm now. I'm assuming we're going to need it there at some point in the near future. So I'll still need to keep the rake, and I'll still need to keep the other mower. I may not have to keep as much, but the rake I'll have to keep for sure. So if I want to TED that, for example, make hay, then absolutely I'll have to keep the big rake, so we can actually you know, make hay basically. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get to the dairy farm. I think that'll be the last order of business for today. Alright, so I got the Big M over at the dairy area, and looks like this needs to be mown as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get that done, and then we'll come back next episode, and I think what we'll do next episode is hopefully get the oats out of the ground, or hopefully harvest the oats. But we'll see. We'll see what we need to do there. So it may be a couple days in the game where I have to progress this before that's actually ready. So anyways, we'll see what happens. My name is Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Counterline action. I'll catch you guys later.